I'm not a big believer that you have to stand on a driving range grinding and grafting for hours and hours to improve your golf game. In today's video, I'm going to give you something to do just for 5 minutes, and I guarantee it will drastically improve your ball striking. Hi everyone, my name's James Robinson and welcome back to Get Good at Golf. Today you join us at a glorious Carden Park Golf Club where I'm going to give you something to do just for 5 minutes, and I honestly think it's going to help you with your ball striking. So the first thing that we're going to think about here is, right, what is my goal with hitting the golf ball? Because often, especially with a mid to long iron, we're on a 200-yard par 3 here, we think about loft, we think about static loft, and we think about dynamic loft. But all I want you to think about is when we have a 6-iron here that's at 30 degrees for argument's sake, even though it's not that, think about what we're going to do to this shaft throughout the golf swing. So the shaft is always going to start slightly forward leaning. We're never going to start with a neutral shaft here, because essentially what that's going to promote us doing is flipping the club on impact and adding that dynamic loft. And what I want you to do just for a couple of minutes a day is think about how we can reduce that loft dynamically, because as soon as we do that, essentially what's going to happen is the club will stay behind your hands and you will always be in control of that club face. So as long as we get a nice rotation and a forward weight transfer, you're going to get the strike, you're going to get the club face rotation, and you're going to get a nice straight, well-struck golf shot. So if I hit you a couple of shots here, we'll see that all I want to think about is ball position, and then from there let's think about how I can get that club staying behind me just a little bit on the way down. So from this angle, what I want you to think is, let's get working the hands around the body, and you can see there that the hands are nice and forward and that left wrist is bowing a little bit through impact. So from there we've de-lofted that 6-iron, and from there we allow that club to work out in front of us and project our chest towards that target. It's a really simple thought, it's a really simple method, but I see so many people who are impacted here, and we either ground out and hit the ground like I've just done there way before the ball, or flick the ball up in the air and hit a really high, possibly heavy shot that goes to the left. So let's see if the proof's in the pudding. So from here, let's get that club working nicely. You can see there a nice low struck 6-iron just drawing up the left hand side of this par 3, and the key what I want to show you here is the divot. So you can see the ball would have been just where this ball is here, and now because the club's low point was post impact, you can see that that divot is obviously after the ball and it's nice and shallow. If I'd have done this the other way, and if I'd have tried to flip this ball, the divot could potentially have been way behind it, and that means we're really going to struggle to get that strike. This can work throughout your bag. It can work with your long irons, it can work with your mid irons, it can work with your wedges. It can really help your ball striking get to that next level. Let's hit another one and really try to get that handle leaning forward. So from the top of the backswing, the thought I want you to have is rotate with the hips, move the weight to the left, and the top secret thing here is that clears the hips out to give your hands the room to be here, to be forward, and to have that forward shaft lean. Because if your hips don't rotate, if your hips slide, there's nowhere for your hands to go. That's going to promote a little flip, that's going to promote not compressing the golf ball, and it's going to promote bad golf. So if you do want to get good at golf and you want to enhance that ball striking, I guarantee this will help. That's another really good shot, just drawn at the left hand side of this hole, and again the divot is nice and consistent. That's bounding onto the green from this 200-yard par 3. So you can see that with this 6-iron, a 6-iron isn't usually a 200-yard club for me, but because I've de-lofted it nicely, you can see that 6-iron is now playing more like a 5-iron, and that's what I want you to do with your shots. I want you to start hitting the ball further, not necessarily by having to club up. So guys, if you've enjoyed that, and just, I hope it changes your mindset more than anything, changes your logic and changes how you go out there and practice a little bit. Don't get stuck beating balls, hitting loads and loads of shots. Let's just think about getting the handle forward, a little bit of forward shaft lean, reducing the dynamic loft on that shot, and it's amazing how that can not only change your ball striking, but also your accuracy. This could go in. Go on. Go on. It still looks like it could go in. Do you see how close that was? Huge thanks to the guys here at Carden Park. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video, smash that subscribe button. If you want to get good at golf, make sure you follow us on all our socials. But apart from that, I'll see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.